Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tarani. Thanks so much for watching us today. We are coming to you from San Jose. On our program is Kailash Ambiwani, who is the president and CEO of FaceTime. Hello, Kailash.
Hello, Rich. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being on our program today.
Thank you.
So I thought we'd start by talking about FaceTime and what your company does.
Well, FaceTime provides solutions that allow companies to enable new forms of communication. If you think about how communications has changed in the last 10 years with the advent of the internet, 10 years ago communication was primarily about email and telephone. Today enterprises have to grapple with email, voice, unified communications, instant messaging, social networking, blogs, wikis, P2P, voice over IP. So the environment has become very complex.
Right.
And our solutions allow enterprises to get their arms around that. Our promise to our customers is, you worry about the policy, we'll worry about the channel, right? So when an enterprise deploys our platform and they say, look, we're concerned about ensuring that confidential information doesn't go out of the company, our platform will ensure that that policy is enforced across instant messaging, across social networking, across unified communications, all of the channels of communication that are going on inside your organization.
Now, is that easy to monitor all those different systems? How is that done?
Well, it's not easy. It's extremely difficult.
Okay.
In fact, it's our secret sauce, which is that we can detect the use of all these Web 2.0 applications at the network level, give you visibility on what's going on, allow you to set policies, and for those that you want to enable, we allow you to do things like compliance, archiving, content monitoring, information control, and ensuring that you don't have security threats coming in through these channels.
So really you have to kind of almost backwards engineer, reverse engineer a lot of these different programs to understand the protocols to be able to read what's going through them, right?
Right. So in some cases, that's exactly what we do. And then in other cases, we have partnerships with the platform providers that allow us to connect to their platform and provide these type of capabilities, right?
Some are encrypted, so it must be challenging.
Some of them are encrypted, and we have technology that allows us to manage that.
That's exciting.
And for companies that are serving these enterprises and delivering UC platforms as an example to these enterprises, they recognize that compliance and management and security are key requirements, right?
Sure.
So, they see us as enablers and are very good partners with us. Our customers tend to be large enterprises, particularly financial services, energy, healthcare.
You've got HIPAA and you've got PCI, right? There's so many.
Exactly.
Tough to keep track of all the different compliance.
Right. So think about all the regulations that are out there. FINRA for financial industries, HIPAA for healthcare, PCI for, really any transaction processing.
Then you got Sarbanes-Oxley as well.
Sarbanes-Oxley, exactly. So, now what's happening increasingly is the regulatory environment is becoming very broad and very general. At the end of 2007, you had these FRCP regulations, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, that requires that any large company that's involved in federal litigation has to have easy discovery of all their electronic information. So regardless of what industry you're in, you have these FRCP regulations, these e-discovery requirements, and that makes it really important to have control over what type of communications are going on inside your organization. And frankly, Rich, even beyond regulations, just corporate governance, right? If you want to make sure that that you don't have confidential information going out. You want to make sure that you can track what people are doing on these networks, and that's what we enable.
That's great. So what's next? What are some of the things that you're working on?
Well, I mean, one of the things that we just announced is our social networking capabilities. So we just launched capability that allow you to monitor and manage what your employees are doing on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, As you know, these platforms are the new collaboration and communication platforms. They're growing extremely fast, right? And with our solution now, with our platform, you can ensure that, again, you've got the right type of usage going on. There are also some very specific requirements now from a regulation point of view that apply to these social media sites. And our platform addresses those requirements. So if you're a financial services company or an insurance company, you have FINRA requirements on the use of social media. And our platform allows you to meet those requirements down to the last detail, down to the last rule, basically. Our platform allows you to meet them.
One of the local banks near TMC's headquarters actually is looking to deploy social networking, and their concern is they have to make sure that account numbers are not divulged on the social network. So they want to be a part of social networking without divulging any of the things that you can't divulge.
Absolutely. And
So
that's
becoming a big challenge for organizations.
It's becoming, and what's interesting is companies recognize that this is not something they should block.
Right.
Right? I mean, and that's one of the things that to me is very exciting. When I think back to 6-7 years ago, when instant messaging was starting to, hit the radar of the enterprise buyer or the enterprise user, a lot of companies were just saying, well, we're going to block this. We're not seeing that with social networking.
Right.
I think people recognize that this is the new form of communication, and companies want to figure out how to enable it, right, and how to leverage it and benefit from it. Whether that's for driving brand, for customer service, for sales. They see a lot of leverage that they can get from sites like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and they want to figure out how to do that in a safe and secure way. And that's what our solutions allow them to do.
Well, thanks, and I appreciate you coming on our program and sharing some of your thoughts, ideas, and telling us more about your company. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. I welcome the opportunity.